You're on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Father Jerry and Christy behind the
Hi.
scenes. I'm not behind the scenes. Christy is. She's behind the phone.
That's right.
So hopefully everybody's having a great week so far. I was happy. Man, it was cold this morning. I opened my window last night.
So nice.
And I shouldn't open my windows, but I have to because I woke up
Yeah, then you can't breathe. Yeah.
But the wind was blowing last night, so it's like, I'm going to
It was great. I'm ready for fall.
Yeah,
I'm
I
done.
am too.
I'm done.
And it looks like it's going to be the rest of this week, mid-80s.
Mid-80s and next week's high 70. So that's what's dropping. I'm ready.
Perfect. Awesome. So I wanted to start with a little story. Maybe people have heard different versions of this, but it's a story or a myth about a town in Spain who was poor, but it was in the areas where they raise grapes, and so they make a lot of wine. And they had heard that the king of that area was going to come and make a visit to their town. Hasn't happened in a long, long time, of course, and so the people were very excited about this. And so they didn't have a lot to offer, but they all made wine, basically. So they decided when the king arrived, they'd throw this big party for him and everything. So, but again, they didn't have a lot of money, so it was decided that all the people in the town would bring some of their best wine, best red wine, and they would bring it to the place in the middle of the town, and then they would one by one pour it into a large vat of wine. It was all red wine. And then the deal was for the big party for the king, they would have the king first and foremost, take a glass of their best wine and say, this is the best that they have to offer. So they did this, and one at a time, everybody would brought their best wine. And so the king eventually arrived. They had this big party, and they brought him a big fancy gold chalice or cup, not a chalice because that'd be a priest.
Right.
But a big gold cup, and they brought out the vat of wine, and they told him, they said, this is the best that we have to offer, your majesty. So pour yourself a glass of wine. So he poured a glass of wine, and he drank it, and it was water. Because each person in the town wanted to keep what they had for themselves, and they thought somebody else
would put
would
the
do
wine
it.
in.
So all they got was a glass of water.
Never even heard that.
Interesting little story.
It is.
It's a myth.
Yeah.
But, I think that there can be a lot of that mentality in our world today, as maybe there was back in the time of the kingdom, where people kind of more and more feel maybe entitled, although we've heard that a lot, but people expect things to happen, but they expect other people sometimes to do it for them. So that being said, as we're in our stewardship campaign here at Corpus Christi, that's one of the things we believe as Christians, as Catholics, is that God's given us all different gifts and talents. We all have certain abilities, things that only we can do, but God would want us to share them with other people and not to keep it to ourselves, not to expect other people to do what we would want, for us. So that being said, that's why we encourage everyone to participate, to really get involved here at Corpus Christi. And I think most people are seeing that that's happening in a lot of ways. There's more people coming around, more opportunities for involvement. But as I always tell, Christy and I met with our leaders last week, and we always tell them, we're able and willing to always try new things. People quickly find out if we do so, that takes a lot of work, and that's part of Christy's role is to help people to do that. But it also means that sometimes it's so much work that we can't do things because as much as we might try, sometimes other people aren't willing to help. And that's okay. Unfortunately, one of those things was coming up, so we've had some people in our parish who wanted to kind of bring back, a long time ago, they used to have a big Italian festival here. But it was basically a big Italian dinner, and so we were planning on doing that. We've been advertising that, asking for help from the whole parish as well as certain groups. And unfortunately, as of yesterday, the dinner was going to be a week from this Saturday, but as of yesterday, we decided we needed to cancel it. And basically, it was because people were not willing to help or take on leadership roles to do that. And we hadn't had a lot of people purchase tickets. So it's an unfortunate thing, especially for the people who were pretty passionate about doing this. But, I feel bad for them. But again, that's how we learn as a parish, I guess. And sometimes this would be my parents' mentality. Sometimes we need to be told that, if you want something done, help out.
Right.
And so this is an example of how it is what it is, right? So,
also, not to interrupt, but also we don't want to not do it well. So if we didn't have the help, then you're going to have a handful of people in there. Maybe we could have pulled it off. I don't know, but we couldn't have done it well.
Right.
And so that in itself is something. So we'll try something else. We're going to meet and
Right.
See if we can do something end of October, November.
It was going to be a good dinner.
It's going to be a great.
Homemade meatballs.
Oh my gosh!
And all kinds of stuff.
Matt's
Homemade pasta.
recipe is amazing.
Yeah. So I think
Believe
I've had
me.
it too.
I think you
I
have.
went to their house and had
You
it. So,
did. So
anyway, it was
he's
gonna
a
be
great.
good.
He's a great cook. So
Anyway, you lose.
we'll try
Corpus
again.
Christi.
We're gonna try something different. Maybe that's just we're not meeting people where they are.
Right.
So we'll think of something else
Next
to do.
time of year, who knows?
Yeah.
So anyway, life continues on. We're still in the midst of our Big Bazuli, which is our second biggest fundraiser for our school. Big Bazuli is a raffle, so you can buy a ticket for $10 or a book of 10 for $100. And the grand prize is $10,000.
$10,000.
It's amazing. And it really,
I bought the 2 winning tickets.
Did you?
One of them is going to be a winner.
Well, don't say that publicly because then nobody's going to want to buy it. So.
And I told my person that sold them to me, if I win, I'll take her to McDonald's.
Oh, wow. Big
10,000,
spender.
I know. She's a
Yeah.
first grader.
There's a place across from McDonald's you could take her. It's
No,
called the
if
Steakhouse. But,
she probably won't eat that.
yeah, too bad.
First grader.
So buy your tickets. They'll be selling again this weekend because we were going to sell Italian dinner
Yes.
tickets, but we're not going to do that now. So they'll be in the narthex of Mass this weekend. And so that being said, in the bulletin this weekend, you're finally, we think we talked about it 2 or 3 weeks ago, you're finally going to get all the information about our parish plans for the year of Eucharistic Revival here at Corpus Christi. A lot of things going on. We couldn't really give a lot of descriptions for the things because it filled a whole page. But those other things will come. But it starts next week for a couple things will. So for one, Deacon Chris is starting next Monday night to offer a 3-week class session on the biblical roots of the Eucharist. Deacon Chris is a great teacher and professor, and he's very passionate about the scriptures, so that'll be good. So 3 nights do people need to register for that?
I think we're asking them to just based on making sure we have enough space, but I don't think it would be an issue to just show.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Show up, look in the bulletin for more information. Also, starting next week, we're calling it, we're keeping a light on for you, but we're really trying to encourage people just to come to the church throughout the day and pray. You know, the Blessed Sacrament's always in the tabernacle. He doesn't need to be exposed, but he's there. And the church is beautiful, as you all know, and it's a quiet place. So the church will be open Monday through Thursdays from 9 in the morning until 9 at night, sometimes 8:30 or 9 because we have to close up when people are here. But just consider coming by. When you drop your kids off to school here or pick them up at noon for preschool, maybe just come in for 5 minutes and pray. After school, the same thing. After you get home from work or on your way home from work, if you're coming off the highway there from Topeka or wherever, just stop in for 5 minutes and pray. The Lord's always there waiting for us, so it's a great opportunity to do that. So we're encouraging people to come to the church more.
And it's really cool when you're in there and there's not a lot of people.
Oh, I know.
Because most times when we come, it's mass and there's things happening and babies and, kneelers clicking around, all that. And when you're in there by yourself or with just a few, it's really...
It is. It's nice. Even at night, I like going to there.
Oh, I do too. Sometimes I scare myself, though. I scared myself twice.
Oh, well...
ran.
I don't know what you're doing, but...
I don't know. I just get nervous. All of a sudden I hear it. When the thing clicks on, the air handler goes, it makes a loud clunk. Mm-hmm. And I was in there and I just took off running because I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
Pulled a muscle.
If it was something or someone, it would be good if it's in the church.
It just scared me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. But besides that, there's nothing else starting next week necessarily about any of the Eucharistic revival.
No. Just and there will be more there's more description online, and then I'm going to leave the full page in with everything for 2 weeks. So it'll be in this weekend and it'll be in next weekend. And then we're going to put more description about what's happening now through Advent.
Right.
So we have more space to do that.
And our Christian Formation Office staff here is working on a postcard that we'll send out to everybody in the parish.
Yep.
Just upcoming events and different things like that. So we're going to ask everyone in the parish to pray a Eucharistic Revival prayer.
It's in the bulletin as well.
It's in the bulletin. We're going to send that out, I think,
I think you're going to send a letter and the prayer card.
Right, yeah. So there's a lot in there. There's a lot of planning. They've done some good planning, especially for Advent. 3 nights where you have 3 different speakers coming in for a holy hour and to talk about different aspects of our faith. So anyway, there's a lot. Our parish has done a great job stepping up and planning for those kind of things. So hopefully you can attend and be a part of that and increase our devotion, which is always necessary.
And also, if you're in a ministry, think of what you guys can do as a ministry. You know, maybe go to adoration together, or pick a time to come and pray together. Take time out of your meeting, since it's open 9 to 9. Go in for 10 minutes and everybody pray. You know, something like that.
Right. Yeah. So it's a lot.
Plus, we're open to ideas.
Open ideas. I don't know.
Well,
spend a lot of time playing.
We are. But if there's something,
especially after the first of the year, and Lent and everything like that, we'll have time to plan.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on here all the time, and we're already having issues with scheduling and finding room for people. So that's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just ate a bunch of carrots and they're reacting. So a little too much information. TMI. So I think that's it this week, everybody. As always, if you need anything from Corpus Christi, please check out our website, which has the bulletin, or read our bulletin online, or call the parish office. We'd be glad to help you or direct you to somebody who can. So that's it, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. God bless you.